Hey folks, it's Gail from Seattle Coffee Gear, and today I'm going to do a comparison of what might appear to be yin and yang, but yet people ask about this kind of stuff all the time. I'm doing a comparison of the DeLonghi Magnifica, the latest one on the market that DeLonghi came out with the Breville Barista Pro. Now, what these have in common is they have some automated features, built-in grinders, built-in water tanks, stuff like that. What they are dissimilar in is this one has a brew unit that produces the coffee and tamps it and does it all that, whereas you're going to do more manual work on the Barista Pro. Let's talk about the DeLonghi Magnifica first. This pretty much has buttons up here, a single and a double. And really what it is whatever you program this infinite knob for, this is the volume in the cup. If you push this, you're going to get one of that portion, and if you push the double, you're going to get double of the portion in the cup. This is how many beans are being ground down in the grinder, which is up here, and going down into the brewing unit, min to max. These are warning lights to tell you when you're out of water, when it needs to be descaled. Dump box. This is dump box, this is water, and this is a general alarm. Let's say you had the door is ajar. Hold on. Or the water tank's out, that general alarm. Let's do the really general alarm. There, see, it's blinking. Tells you something's not right. If the drip tray wasn't in place, you'd get the same thing. You know, it's just telling you this machine's not going to work the way it is. You need to fix something. Right up here, it has a grinder with, let's see, 7 settings that you can adjust. You're not going to have as much latitude as you would on a grinder like you have in the Breville, but you do have it. And it holds about a pound of beans. Water tank right here that you saw that I took out. This is 28 ounces of water. Cup warmer right up here. And then this also has the function which is called bypass dose. If, for let's say, this is a caffeinated bean in here and you want to do a decaf at night, you can do a pre-ground, 1 scoop right down here, and then you would push the appropriate button to make your cup, and it will make it right out of that instead of the grinder. So you have that option, which is kind of nice for some people. You know, sometimes you have a decaf person in the house and there's a caffeinated person in the house and they're like fighting over it, right? Drip tray, adjustable spouts right here. Let's get the adjustable spouts up and down. And then also you can make steam or hot water with this button right here. And the steam is right here, and it's a Panarello. Not as much control when you have a Panarello because it puts in the amount of air which aerates the milk, and so you can't really choose how much is going in there. You can choose the temperature because you can just hold it there as long as you want. And then a drip tray right here that comes out where all the excess water and stuff. I'll show you the inside real quick too. I should have done that while I had this water tank out a minute ago. Right in here is the brew unit that goes up and down. DeLonghi's is just a little bit different than some of the others. And it also, you can't take that brew unit out to clean unless the machine is in the off mode, and then this goes down and you grab those 2 little red buttons and pull it out and clean it. And that's really important to do every now and again, folks. Very important. Keep the inside of this clean and the outside. It'll last a long time. Descale it on a regular basis, all those things that you really need to do. All right, let's go over to the Breville Barista Pro. This has a grinder that has far more settings, and it's right here. I don't want to play with it, but you can be a lot more fussy about the grind of the coffee with this particular machine. If you do want to take the beans out and change them out, this locks and unlocks, and if you have it in the lock position, you take it out, dump the beans, put it back in, put your new beans in. And you can also use pre-ground with the portafilter. You don't have to use the grinder if you don't want to. So again, you can use the decaf versus caffeinated. The portafilter is more of a traditional portafilter, a little drippy wet, 54 millimeter. And what happens with the Breville machine is This machine gives you 4 portafilters. 2 double non-pressurized, or 2 doubles, 1 pressurized, 1 non-pressurized, 2 singles, 1 pressurized, 1 non-pressurized. The pressurized gives you a little more flexibility if the grind of the coffee isn't right. So you're going to get a nicer shot if you dial it in with the non-pressurized. But for the beginner, use the pressurized, get used to the machine, and then you can swap over. And the grinder will work for either of those baskets. You don't have as much control, and these, you're brewing down through the plastic. So it's a little different results. Very convenient. Push a button, away she goes. This one, a little more grind, tamp, a little more traditional. It does have a nice stainless steel casing. This one has some stainless on it, a lot of plastic, little touches of stainless. This one is a stainless steel clad all the way around. 2 programmable buttons for volume in the cup. It's not timing so much as it's volumetrically controlled. Traditional steam arm where you are going to do the frothing and aerating of the milk, so you have a lot more control, and temperature, you can leave it there as long as you want, as well as you can do that with this one as well. Big old water tank in the back here, which is 67 ounces, big. And also a grinder that holds 1.5 pounds of coffee per the manufacturer. Cup warmer up here, cup warmer up here. So really, convenience versus a little less convenience, and you're probably going to get a little better shot out of this one because you're doing more of the traditional work than you would with this. What's left? Let's make a drink on each one of them and see what we come up with. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my portafilter. I'm going to brew and steam on the DeLonghi Barista Pro first. And I'll show you one of the features on this machine. I can push it and I can pause, shake down the mound in the middle, and then resume. That's a nice feature. I like that a lot. That you won't lose this because it's magnetic up in there. That's kind of nice. Get that ready. I'm going to steam first. Now, I always like to purge to get any condensation that's in there. You really don't have the option with that one. There we go. And then we're going to start it. If I was to turn this knob the other way, I get hot water out of here. So, and the hot water, it's a nice feature to have the hot water for an Americano. Now, both of these machines, you cannot brew and steam at the same time. You do one function or the other. That's the nature of the beast. That's hot, hot, hot. The other thing you want to make sure you do, wipe this off, get the milk off, and then give a squirt. Just like that. That's all it takes, just to get the milk out of that tip. This machine has pre-infusion, wait time, and then the brew for the volume in the cup. That pre-infusion pre-moistens the coffee so that when the brew actually happens, the coffee is saturated already. Okay, that looks pretty nice. We have our not neutral glasses here, by the way. Those are on our website as well. Let's see what I can come up with here. Look at that, how pretty. That's the best I've done in a while. But let's see what it tastes like. Good. This is the Brandywine Seattle Coffee Gear Rainier Morning Blend, especially roasted for us. Check that out on our website. So let's go over to the DeLonghi and brew our. Now, you have to push this to get the steam up to temperature. The boiler is at brewing temperature, which is a lot less. So I'm going back to this one. Okay, that's ready now. Open this up. Had we not done that, if you don't push that button, you get hot water. As I mentioned, I can make this one as hot as I want, which is kind of nice. So, Panarello, I would suggest this comes off. Ouch. It comes off. Just go rinse it off in the sink. Go like that. This all comes off. Rinse it in the sink. Put it back together. You're good for the next go round. Let's get the drink going while I put that back together. Okay. Now, I've got this, you know, I didn't test it out to see where it should be as far as volume here, but I'm going to put it up probably higher than what it needs to be. And this is cooling down right now so that the temperature is correct for the brew. The boiler was at steam temperature. I would say the foam, it's okay, but it's certainly not the same quality as what you can make on a traditional steam arm for sure. Must be still cooling down. You could cool this down faster by running water through here, and it would draw colder water into the boiler. Let's see what happens. There, now it's ready. Oh, that's one trick, see? I'm going to pour that in there. Whoop. Get rid of it. The bubbles on the foam is a little bit larger bubbles, not as micro. Pre-infusion, wait time, that's nice. And then you can just stop it like that. If you were dialing this in, you would figure out what spot on this dial would give you that 2 ounces or so that you want, or whatever you want. Now, I can tell that the foam on this is not great, so there will not be any latte art for sure, but I'm just going to pour it right in there and see what it tastes like. Typically, you're brewing less grams of coffee on a machine such as the DeLonghi Magnifica than you would be on a traditional. So the comparison is, while we're doing it, in some ways it's apples to oranges. Yeah, it's a lot less full-bodied. You're not getting quite the same, you know, intensity out of the shot with a super automatic, and that's with any super automatic typically. So if you want something that's going to be less work, pretty good, I would choose something like the DeLonghi Magnifica. If you want to have something that's going to be more of a traditional shot with a little more body and more work though, then I would look at the Breville Barista Pro or a machine similar to this. Well, that's our comparison of these two. Check them out on our website. We also have individual crew reviews of each one of these machines that go into more depth. So check that out. And as always, we really appreciate it that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we look forward to giving you a new video every week. Stay tuned. Cheers.